Continuation of First Kings chapter 3 from verse 13. This will be part 3. And I have also given you what you have not asked for, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be anyone like you among the kings in all your days. So if you walk in my ways to keep my statute and my commandment, as your father David walked, then I will lengthen your days. Then Solomon awoke, and indeed it had been a dream, and he came to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Lord, offered up burnt offerings and offered peace offerings, and made a feast for all his servants. Now 2 women who were harlots came to the king and stood before him, and one said, "Oh my lord, this woman and I dwell in the same house, and I gave birth while she was in the house." Then it happened that the 3rd day after I had given birth, that this woman also gave birth, and we were together. No one was with us in the house except the 2 of us in the house. And this woman's son died in the night because she lay on him. So she arose in the middle of the night and took my son from my side while your maidservant slept, and laid him in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. When I arose in the morning to nurse my son, there he was dead. But when I had examined him in the morning, indeed he was not my son whom I had born. Then the other woman said, "No, but the living one is my son, and the dead one is your son." And the first woman said, "No, but the dead one is your son, and the living one is my son." Thus they spoke before the king, and the king said, the one says, "This is my son who lives, and your son is the dead one." The other one says, "No, but your son is the dead one, and my son is the living one." Then the king said, "Bring me a sword." So they brought a sword before the king, and the king said, "Divide the living child in 2, and give half to one and half to the other." Then the woman whose son was living spoke to the king and said, for she yearned with compassion for her son, and she said, "Oh my lord, give her the living child, and no means kill him." But the other said, "Let him neither be mine nor yours, but divide him." So the king answered and said, "Give the first woman the living child, and by no means kill him. She is the mother." And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had rendered, and they feared the king, for they saw the wisdom of God was in him to administer justice. Amen. Now, may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May he cause his face shine on you. May he give you peace, the shalom of the Lord. Nothing missing, nothing broken. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen, amen, and amen. Shalom.